Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Wow, it's been a while, huh? Yeah, we just won't talk about that. But what we will talk about today is everything that you may have missed throughout the entirety of COD Next. There's been an absolute ton of information that dropped, and hopefully this video will serve as a full cohesive guide of all the important pieces of information that I myself have gleaned from the 5+ hour live stream that happened earlier today. Before I hop in though, I just wanted to plug that I will be live right at 10 a.m. CST to begin playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta here on this channel. If you're interested in that, feel free to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can stay tuned. With that said, let's dive into this pure mound of information that rattles even my 40 IQ COD brain. As always, the video will have timestamps so you can jump around in case you already know the information being given, since I never want to waste your time more than my intros. So let's start with everything multiplayer, from tacticals to weapons to game modes and even maps. If you've been keeping up with the recent uploads from the official Call of Duty channel, you know that we have Gunsmith 2.0. Modern Warfare 2's new iteration brings universal attachments for weapons as well as shared attachments inside of a weapon platform. To put in simple terms, you can turn your M4A1 in the M4 platform into the Huracan SMG on the same M4 platform and keep all of the attachments you unlock using the M4A1. If you haven't given it a watch, I've linked it down below so you can actually watch it for yourself. Before I move on to the new info, it was stated that if you do own the Vault edition of the M4 platform, you will have full access to it inside the open beta. The actual new bits of information that was given starts now with the new mechanics. We've been given back a version of dolphin diving, in which players can take cover behind low-bearing cover more quickly to get away from a gunfire or even dive through windows. I'm going to throw a favorite clip of mine from the stream, as I just love the thought of this actually happening.
Throw a grenade up into a building second story. Often you'll see players, like rats leaving a ship, diving out through the windows. And it's just...
That would be so hysterical to see a bunch of people dolphin diving out of windows to avoid grenades. We also got to look at swimming inside of Modern Warfare 2. It doesn't seem that we will be limited to our weapon use in any way, and we can still move semi-freely while we use our weapons. From a gameplay perspective, the further below the water you are, the harder you are to see for the enemy, and vice versa. This also affects damage of your weapons, which we were told about before with the new ballistic system. Of course, this will also be in the new iteration of Warzone, as well as multiplayer and the campaign. Another new mechanic introduced was ledge hanging, which allows you to hang off of high walls and pull yourself up to peek over cover. You can use your pistol in this state just like a ladder, but now this mechanic is not limited to it. You can perform it anywhere. A couple of other new items shown off include the shock stick, which can disable electronics and vehicles, almost like a focused EMP, as well as stun enemies. An inflatable decoy that can auto deploy when an enemy is close to distract them, or manually deployed with another button press. There is a new piece of equipment called the DDoS that allows you to disable certain types of equipment for a moment, such as the renewed heartbeat sensor. The heartbeat sensor itself cannot be used forever anymore, as there is a new battery system to it. Also, can we just talk about how good the new heartbeat sensor is? Oh, I need it. It looks so good. Furthermore, there was the TAC camera, which unlike in Black Ops 1, it can now be deployed pretty much anywhere, as it is a throwable that sticks to a wall. This TAC camera can also mark enemies for you with a live ping, at least that's what it looked like in the trailer. It can also patch into your teammates' cameras, meaning you can swap angles between multiple that are not yours. And lastly, for the new equipment, we have drill charges, which allow you to drill a grenade through a wall, almost like Fuse from Rainbow Six Siege, being able to pump explosives into a room to neutralize targets. Returning tacticals include flash grenades, decoy grenades, stun grenades, smoke grenades, tear gas, medical syringes, snapshot grenades, spotter scopes, and finally heartbeat sensors. Lethals include frag grenades, proximity mines, thermites, Semtex, drill charges, C4, throwing knives, molotovs, and claymores. Some of the new field upgrades are a portable radar, which acts like the field mic from Black Ops Cold War, battle rage, which gives you an adrenaline rush, your health regenerates more quickly, tactical equipment is resisted, and tactical sprint is constantly refreshed. Smoke airdrop, which calls in a line of drones to make a smoke wall, the inflatable decoy, DDoS, and anti-armor rounds, which gives weapons ammo that applies bonus damage against armored targets, which include vehicles, equipment, body armor, and even targets behind penetrable cover. Returning field upgrades include deployable cover, tactical insertions, trophy systems, dead silence, munitions box, and recon drones. Also, Field Upgrades Pro seems to be returning, which allows you to choose two to swap between mid-match. Most everyone's favorite part is coming up: weapons. Weapons are basically what make Call of Duty. Inside of the Modern Warfare 2 beta, there are already 18+ weapons, with more seen in the trailers. These weapons include the Lockman 556, M4, M16, Castoff 74U, the TAC 56, the FTAC Recon, the Lockman 762, which both of these are in a new category of battle rifles, the Lockman Sub, the FSS Huracan, the Fennec 45, the Expedite 12, 556 Icarus, Rap H, the Socken MG 38, the LMS, Lockwood, MK2, Signal 50, X12, X13 Auto, and possibly a launcher, but I don't have footage of that. Moving on to maps, we were given a look at a battle map, which is for larger game modes like Ground War. Seraph Bay is a mix of amphibious movement along with vehicles and boots on the ground action. For 6v6 maps, we were given a few: Mercado Los Alamos, which plays fast-paced according to the developers, Springburg Hotel, which seems like a medium-sized map with many hallways, elevation, and angles to play around. People who flank will love this map. And our last 6v6 map that was being played was Valderas Museum, which has a lot of medium to long-range angles as well as small buildings for close quarters encounters. Now let's jump into a very big and juicy section of COD Next: the game modes. There was a lot revealed here, as well as a lot of returning game modes, and we'll hammer them out one by one, starting with Invasion. Invasion takes place on battle maps such as Seraph Bay, in which the only objective is to eliminate or be eliminated, aka team deathmatch on a large scale. The only difference is there are AI enemies in the mix, and it is kind of a sort of laid back mode, but it has high action where you can just kind of slay or camp, whatever your playstyle is. We also got Prisoner Rescue, which is a 6v6 game mode that is literally extraction from Rainbow Six Siege, which isn't a bad thing. That's just the best thing I can compare it to. It is a round-based mode where you will face off against each other, with one side either extracting the hostages or wiping out the team. There are no respawns, but revives are enabled. When you pick up a hostage, you go into a state of wounded carry, which only allows you to use your pistol or secondary weapon. If you don't have either of those, you only get your fists. While maneuvering the hostage away, the person carrying the hostage can get a constant radar to call out where the enemies are. Another game mode introduced was Knockout, another 6v6 game mode, which has you eliminate the enemy's squad or be holding the package when the time runs out to win, and it's first to 6. No respawns, but revives are enabled yet again. We were also given a third-person playlist, which basically ties in all of the other types of game modes like Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Hardpoint, except you're in a third-person mode with a first-person double-click ADS, very similar to PUBG. Another super exciting game mode that I cannot wait to try is Raids. Raids are coming November 16th along with Warzone 2.0, and apparently it is going to be a sort of episodic mission for up to 3 players that's going to be more puzzle-based. Think of, if you've ever played Destiny 2, their raids, how they're actually meant for communication. I believe that's how they're trying to describe it, except there's only going to be a 3-man fire team. You know, overall, I think it's going to be a great time, good PvE and communication, a very hard game mode. Hopefully, really looking forward to that. We also got the official announcement of DMZ. No gameplay on that though, but we did hear that it is an extraction shooter. And furthermore, some of the returning game modes are Search and Destroy, Ground War, Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Hardpoint. Now that we've gone through a little bit of the game modes, oh my word, perks. Perks have changed significantly. Instead of just choosing 3 and being done, you now hold 4 inside of a perk package. The perk package consists of 2 basic perks, a bonus perk, and an ultimate perk. The first 2 that are assigned to you, you get right as you spawn, but the later 2 are considered a bonus perk and ultimate perk that you earn later on, which you only earn over time later on in the match or with score. Perks that slot into the basic perk slots are Overkill, Double Time, Battle Hardened, Scavenger, EOD, Tracker, Strong Arm, which allows you to see a preview of the trajectory for thrown equipment, and Extra Tactical. Perks that slot into the bonus slot are Resupply, Spotter, Cold-Blooded, Fast Hands, Quick Fix, and Focus, which reduces flinch when aiming down sights as well as extends the hold breath duration. Perks that slot into the ultimate perk slot are High Alert, Ghost, Hardline, Overclock, which stores an additional field upgrade and increases the field upgrade recharge rate. Survivor, which on death you enter Last Stand. Oh my, am I getting flashbacks right now? With the ability to self-revive once per life, and your teammates can also revive you faster. Finally, Bird's Eye. This zooms out the minimap, and UAV/radar pings reveal the enemy's direction. When you earn it, it will automatically ping enemies on the minimap. Very busted for those who streak out. Moving on to the operators, we got to see Koenig, Gus, Zemo, Leo, Price, Farah, Soap, and Specgrew 1. I'm assuming this is a placeholder operator or just kind of like the default operator if you don't have any of the rest, as well as Ghost on the Specgrew team. For the Cortac group, you have Fender, Hutch, Harangi, Nova, and Cortac 1, again another default character I'm assuming. And speaking of operators, there is also a PlayStation exclusive operator, Oni, that is only available to those that pre-ordered on the PSN store, which honestly this looks super dope by the way, and I will be immediately running a day one. For our final multiplayer category, we have vehicles, and if you made it this far, holy crap do I love you, and you are freaking awesome. Most of the vehicles will most likely be used inside of Ground War and Warzone 2.0 with customization options for each of them. The vehicles include the ATV, UTV, tactical vehicle, hatchback, SUV, cargo truck, heavy tank, light tank, APC, light helo, heavy chopper, the rib boat, and an armored patrol boat. Inside of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone, you will be able to climb out of the windows of these vehicles to shoot, exposing you but offering more maneuverability for aiming, such as the heavy chopper, in which you can literally run inside of it and peek through the doors yourself without actually being seated in the chopper. Finally, we got a ton of Warzone Mobile and Warzone 2.0 information, as well as some gameplay for it. I won't go over everything, but some notable changes going into Warzone 2.0 is that the gameplay has now been made a bit slower. Less loadouts throughout the game unless you loot a stronghold, which is protected by very strong AI. The Gulag is now a 2v2 gunfight in which you temporarily team up with an enemy to come out on top. You can buy weapons, it seems, and upgrade them. Looting is now individually filtered instead of an auto pickup system. You now need to grab items off the ground to move them to your inventory. And finally, the zone in Warzone 2.0 splits into 3 separate zones halfway through the match. And then for the final circle, it merges back together to form a single point. That way it splits teams up to fight a bit more, overall making the game a bit less chaotic with hopefully less third parties, and again overall it's a bit slower. Whether you like the changes, it's up to you, but I'll have to wait to play and see before I form my own opinion. That's everything as rapid fire as possible for those that missed COD Next or just wanted a recap of everything that was shown. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I said, I will be live first thing tomorrow morning to slay with the rest of the sweats inside of Modern Warfare 2. Enjoy your time before the mayhem begins, and I will catch you in the next one.